Alrighty then. It looks like I'm the only one here right at the moment, so hopefully some people will start showing up. Okay, gonna make it right tonight, tonight, tonight. Whoa. 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 Walking in a town, in a faceless crowd, need to feel the touch of a friend. In the countryside, I wander far and wide. The consternation gets me again. I don't know where to go. Feels it's like crying. Oh my. I've got to open myself. Do something new. I want to stop and grow up a bit. Then suddenly my power and confidence is welling up. Constantly erupt. And inside of passion that I feel from people I don't even know. Then suddenly my intuition and my wisdom grows. And then I know that most of all I know passionately into heaven. Thank you. Thank you for waking me up. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It was a mash. Get on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. Oh, oh. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you pretending you got a sliver. And you're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know you got a mystery to solve, the Scooby Doo, be ready for your act. Don't talk back, and Scooby Doo, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We're waiting and we're willing. 'Cause we can count on you, please, Scooby Doo. We know you'll catch that villain. Transformers, robots in disguise. Autobots rage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers. Get along, gang, get along, gang. They're each so special in their own way. Get along, get along, gang, get along, gang. Get up with the get along, gang. When you know you're away. Get up with the get along, gang. Oh, get up. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. Oh my god. Right. Okay, okay. I don't wanna live. You don't wanna die. There you go to know. Bye bye. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Superman. Da 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 da. Wonder Woman. Da 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 da. Batman and Robin. Da 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 da. Aquaman. These are the super friends. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Look at what happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. Should have been somebody else. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I'd feel so free. I'm flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Just like the light of a new day, it hit me from out of the blue. Suddenly breaking me out of the spell I was in when all of my wishes came true. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. I'm flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Who could it be? Believe me. All his life he's been told he'll be nothing when he's old. All the sticks and all the stones, he won't ever let it show. But he's stronger than you know. Heart of steel starts to grow when you've been fighting for it all your life and you begin to make things right. It's how a superhero learns to fly. Every day, every hour, turn your pain into power. When you turn into it all your life, when you make things right, how a superhero learns to fly. Every day, every hour, turn your pain into power. Power, 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 power. When you've been fighting for it all your life, she won't ever let it show. And she's stronger than you know. Heart of steel starts to grow. You've been fighting for it all your life, and you make things right. How a superhero learns to fly. Every day, every hour, turn your pain into power. When you've been fighting for it all your life, when you make things right, how a superhero learns to fly. Every day, every hour, turn your pain into power. Power, 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 power. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh. Smarter than the average bear. At least everybody knows he's Yogi Bear. Fantastic, fantastic. Batman, da 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 da. Batman, da 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 da. Batman, da 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 da. Batman, da 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 da. Batman, Batman, Batman. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hmm. Oh, we finally got a second person. Hello. Well, it seems we have a second person. Hello, second person. How are you doing tonight? Ah, how'd your day go today? Hopefully everything went well. And it may seem you're lurking a bit there. Okay, well now at least I have one other person in here. So I guess I'll just kind of get going then here right now. We're already past the 15-minute mark. Sure, more people will hopefully come in. Um, so what's on tap for tonight? Well, here's what's on tap for tonight. I got like three stories to go through. Two of them in the realm of anime, one from television comics. There's an article on I guess the top 10 horror animes to watch. Also, there's some news regarding Zero, and also news in regards to Tim Drake. And I'll be right back. Gotta go off camera for a moment here. All right, I'm back. Let's see now. All right, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get going here. So here's the first story we're going to look at tonight: the top 10 horror anime to watch this Halloween season. Excuse me again while I. There we go. With Halloween just around the corner and most of the world stuck inside due to quarantine, bored scared seekers like myself are undoubtedly looking to various media for their annual horror fix. While movie fans turn to give films um, such as Alien and Hereditary their umpteenth rewatch, and avid video gamers take the chance to revisit classics such as Resident Evil 4 or PT, the more anime minded among us may be looking for their own fix of terror. Luckily, the Japanese are among some of the best creatives when it comes to horror, and anime is no exception. Here are the spookiest anime series and movies to watch this Halloween. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we got. Oh, good. We got three likes. Yay, three likes. All right. So, and no other comments yet. So, okay. So I'll keep going then. Number 10, Jujutsu Kaisen 2020. After swallowing a cursed and rotting finger in order to save his friends from the curses they accidentally unleashed upon their school, Yuji Itadori becomes host to a powerful curse known as Sukuna. Um, while the world's sorcerers seek to exorcise Sukuna as soon as possible after seeing Yuji retain control of himself despite being possessed, they postpone his execution until he can eat the rest of Sukuna's fingers in order to rid the world of the curse for. Oh, that yeah, that's a pretty gory anime right there. You're talking about eating fingers to lift curses. Oh man, not exactly the most most interest, not the most, uh, not exactly the visual I'd be wanting, or I think anybody would be wanting. But anyways, Jujutsu Kaisen is the most recently produced anime to land on the list. Don't let its rookie status fool you. The series combines a traditional shonen style story, reminiscent of series like Doro Hey Doro and um, Chainsaw Man, with visceral and terrifying visuals. While the series is still ongoing, Jujutsu Kaisen is shaping up to become a horror anime classic. Mushishi from 2005. This one is one I've seen. It's very interesting. Let's see what they say about it and see if I agree. Um, in a fictional version of 19th century Japan, otherworldly, unseen creatures capable of displaying supernatural powers, known as mushi, cause trouble for the world around them. Told in an anthology fashion, Mushishi follows a man named Ginkgo as he travels the country using his ability to see and attract mushi to solve illnesses and events related to the primitive creatures. Um, the supernatural detective series, which feels even parts John Constantine and even parts Pokemon, um, presents horror in a more mysterious and chilling way than other entries on the list, which I could, which I would kind of, which I could agree with. Uh, man, my nose itching again. I hate it when that happens. Oh, we got 3 people watching. Good. Excuse me a moment. Ready then? I'm back now. Anyways, rather than relying solely on creepy imagery to drive home its horror, of which there is plenty, Mushishi communicates the feeling of fear one experiences when faced with an unknown mystery. Um, Thanks to the series anthology format, each episode stands alone as its own story, allowing for any viewer to drop in and experience the mystery of the Mushi without missing a beat. Yes, pro- Mushishi is probably one of the few episodic animes out there. The original run was 26. I think and then there was a follow up to it, but I think it was originally 26 episodes. And they have a very interesting opening theme too that was sung by somebody in English actually. Um, so it's pretty interesting. They are right in saying that they rely more on suspense than actual gore here. It's a pretty interesting series. You guys might want to check out. Number 8, Devilman Crybaby, 2018. After finding himself the target of a demon named Ammon during the sudden appearance of a group of demons in a nightclub, Akira Fudo rejects his possession and takes Ammon's demonic body for himself. The only supernatural creature on the side of humanity, Akira dedicates himself to fighting back against the hordes of demons seeking to invade Earth as well as Rio Asuka, his best friend, who seems to be losing himself to his obsession with proving the existence of demons. Wow, some intense stuff there. For those looking for a slasher style feel in their anime, look no further than Devilman Crybaby, a modern adaptation of Go Nagai's classic Devilman series. Devilman Crybaby took the internet by storm when it premiered in 2018, as it presented an anime that was mature not only in its visuals but also in its themes of sexuality, love, and bigotry. I wonder what that means. Um, the Netflix exclusive series' biggest strength lies in its highly stylized animation, which presents itself in a clean and exaggerated style that both accentuates the gratuitous gore and violence featured throughout its 10-episode run and parallels the unnatural nature of its setting and protagonist. Let's see. Okay. Number 7, Perfect Blue on this countdown top 10 horror animes. When successful J-pop idol Mima Kirigoe announces her intent to retire from music in order to pursue an acting career, Kirigoe um, finds herself spiraling into a circle of mystery and psychological terror that culminates with her finding a mysterious website titled Mina's Room that hosts journal entries seemingly written by Kirigoe from her own perspective. Arguably the most unconventional entry on this list, Perfect Blue deals more with the horror related to one losing grip on their reality and sanity rather than any form of physical life or death threat. Um, though this is obviously explored in the Me Mania subplot. Wow, so Perfect Blue is more of a psychological thriller. Wow, this scene right here, this picture right here reminds me a little bit of Serial Experiment Lane. That was a kind of a one that had kind of a similar. Okay, directed by famed anime director Satoshi Kon, his signature art direction, which keeps viewers unsure as to what is real and what is not, and his exploration of the thin wall separating fantasy and reality work in tandem um, to present one of the most unsettling yet acclaimed anime films of all time. Excuse me one more time. Sorry about this. And All right. Anyways, I'm back here now. Sorry about that. Uh, Number 6, Paranoia Agent. I'm sure many of us saw this one on, on Adult Swim before, or Toonami, Cartoon Network, whatever. So, for those who watch it in dub. Um, so here we go. One night, artist Tsukiko Sagi is attacked on her way home by a young boy wielding a golden pair of skates and a golden baseball bat with a distinctive bent to it. I wonder if that bent came from hitting people in the head with it or something like that. Though Tsukiko's story is initially dismissed as a self created hoax, Tokyo soon finds itself terrorized by the mysterious boy now dubbed Little Slugger, as his ability to elude capture proceeds to wreak havoc on the lives of those involved in the case. Honestly, is it a surprise that two of Satoshi Kon's works made the list? I don't know because I didn't even know who he was, but anyways. Many remember Paranoia Agent from its regular airings on Adult Swim in the early 2000s, and for good reason. It does have quite a bit of the psychological element aspects to it. Like Perfect Blue, Paranoia Agent furthers Satoshi Kon's exploration, the separation of fantasy and reality, while also managing to wed the terror of a physical random assault with the physical stress and fear felt by someone whose reality is being dismissed writ large. Um, Perhaps most horrifying of all, however, are the very relatable issues that led Tsukiko to become wrapped up in the plot, which reinforce how human the characters and their actions are. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Paranoia Agent was a pretty good suspense anime. Um, Psychological suspense anime. I've seen it a few times. It is something that will definitely grab your attention. Number 5, Higurashi When They Cry. Um, when Keiichi Maibara moves to Hinamizawa, he soon befriends a group of classmates. And I've seen this one too, Higurashi When They Cry, when the doves cry, by the way. And discovers that his new home is plagued by a string of annual murders known as the Oyashiro Curse. As Keiichi and his friends begin to investigate the case, they soon find themselves faced with alternate realities, a viral disease that induces madness, and their own loss of sanity as they seek to rid the world of the source of the disease. Originally debuting in 2002, Higurashi When They Cry is not only a staple of the horror anime genre, but also one of the premier examples of the talent and creativity that can be found amongst Japanese dojin games. Yeah, because this series was and I've seen it. It's a pretty interesting, another kind of psychological. So look right there. It's hard to describe the series without giving away any major plot points, as Higurashi continually one ups itself by introducing ever more horrifying and seemingly inescapable circumstances for the protagonist to face. While the constant twists and turns provided by the series' supernatural elements may turn off some viewers, The story ultimately rewards those who persevere to the end of the loop. Kind of like how the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya loops in her storytelling. I guess I got lurkers tonight. Number 4, Helsing. We get a look at Alucard right there. Inspired by Van Helsing's campaign against the world's supernatural creatures, the Royal Order of Protestant Knights stand as the world's new line of defense against the supernatural. Um, After his defeat at the hands of the original hunter 100 years prior, the world's most powerful vampire, Alucard, swore loyalty to the Helsings and now protects the organization's leader as she continues the work of her ancestor. When a sleeper group of Nazis attempt to revive the Third Reich through the use of vampires, Alucard and the Royal Order find themselves in a three-way battle for the fate of the world, only for the group to reveal that their true goal is the ultimate killing of Alucard. Whoa, look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that picture right there. Oh, hey, Hinode. Finally, we see. Sorry, just listening. I'm a bit tired tonight. Why, I'm glad you at least said hi there. Um, yeah, I'm going through the. I'm going through. I'll be going through 3 articles tonight. Two of them anime related, and one kind of television comics related. I'm going through the first one right here, which is a top 10 horror anime to watch, according to this guy in Bounding into Comics. So, and then there's some regarding Zero news as well as some news in regards to Tim Drake. So hopefully you'll stick around to the whole thing, and of course the this day needs history at the end there. So I hope you'll stick around and hang out. Yeah, 4 people in here now. All right then. So now as we move along here, let's see, getting to the next. Simply put, no list of horror anime is complete without the appearance of Hellsing. From its dark elements, such as Nazis and vampires, to its connection to the lore of Dracula. Now, remember, Dracula was based in Eastern Europe, I believe, in Romania, I believe. Transylvania is actually in Romania. So bear that in mind. Hellsing crafts a dark adventure narrative that leans heavily into its gothic themes and imagery. For those unsure of the medium or dissatisfied with the more teenager focused stories of popular anime, Hellsing should come as a welcome and exciting surprise. Basically saying that Hellsing's a little more adult than the other ones. 3. Blood Sea. Unbeknownst to her friends, Shrine Maiden Saya Kisaragi um, is far from a normal teenager. At night, her and her father defend the village from the elder elder barons, a race of monsters who possess inanimate objects in order to attack humans and feed on their blood. However, as the monsters become more desperate, those around Saya begin to suffer, leading to the revelation of dark secrets and even darker realities. The second entry in the Blood franchise, Blood Sea, continues the fast paced supernatural story of its predecessor, while the plot is an excellent exploration of the weight Saya bears as her friends begin to fall victim to the Elder Barons. The true draw of the series is its terrifying monster design and animation. Whoa, that one could give Demon Slayer a run for its money. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. The Elder Barons regularly appear as twisted versions of animals such as rabbits or wolves, composed of various human limbs, mashed together, and their attacks as presented as quick, devastating, and shocking. The pure terror expressed by the crowds and characters during these moments elevate Blood Sea to the top three. Number two, Vampire Hunter D. I've heard this one's a bit of a classic. In the post apocalyptic year of 12,090 AD, wow, wow, that's like 10,000 years in, or 10 millennia into the future. Um, young Doris Lang is attacked by Count Magnus Lee, an ancient vampire lord, after she accidentally stumbles into his domain. After an encounter with a vampire hunter known only as D, Doris hires D to kill Count Lee in order to prevent her from transforming into a vampire. The oldest entry on the list, Vampire Hunter D, is one of the most influential and memorable anime films ever created. Whoa, look at that. Oh man. I guess that's blood coming out of the horse's mouth right there. And he's not just dripping blood, I mean, it's pouring. Talk about blood rain. Oh, man. Based on a series of novels published since 1983, a film the film features a world inspired by westerns, sci-fi, Lovecraft humor, or Lovecraft horror, and the occult, all of which contribute to its dark and scary tone. Vampire Hunter D also features gratuitous amounts of gore and violence inspired from European horror, meaning audiences craving blood and guts during this season will be sufficiently satisfied. Hmm. Wow. Wow, that's pretty interesting there. Okay. And the number one horror anime to watch this Halloween season, Puella Magi Madoka Magica. This one is a pretty interesting one. Uh, it's pretty interesting. I've seen it before, but here let's read this. Following a chance meeting with a mysterious and magical creature known as Kyubi, Madoka and a group of her classmates are granted the power to transform into a magical girl, a la Sailor Moon. Um, However, soon after receiving their powers, Madoka and her friends realize that the life of a magical girl is filled with more peril, violence, and suffering than they could ever imagined. In an attempt to fight back against their fates, the girls find themselves enwrapped in a world-ending journey filled with tough decisions and brutal battles. Yeah, and much like the anime talked about earlier in this, as well as the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, this anime also has somewhat of a looping aspect to it. Um, don't let the title or the promotional material fool you. Madoka Magica is messed up. Though on the surface, the series appears to be nothing more than yet another take on the magical girl trope. It soon devolves into a horrific deconstruction of the genre and confronts its characters with egregious challenges to both their mortality and sanity. Yeah, Madoka Magica, I'd say it's a darker magical girl anime. It definitely is pretty dark. I'll just say that much. As far as horror staples go, Madoka Magica has them all, from the supernatural to wanton gore, leading the series to stand tall amidst its more classically scary peers. Thanks for checking out the list, and remember, as always, this list is but the opinion of one man. Let me know your thoughts on my selections. Did I choose anything overrated? Did I miss something? Let me know on social media or in the comments below. So that was the author's interpretation of that. So are have you guys seen any of those titles? Would you think about watching those titles? Hmm. I guess we'll get ready to move on to the next story here. So we're 48 and a half minutes into this thing. It's good. I think we're making some decent time here. So here's the next story I'll go over. And this one actually just popped up just before I started my stream when I was just looking through the stuff again. And excuse me one moment. Actually, I'm going to be right back. I got to go off screen for just a couple of moments here. I'll be right back. Now the regarding Zero stuff could be interesting. So I take it you're a bit of a regarding Zero fan there. Action Toys channel. Action Toys channel. Action Toys channel. Hey, ATC, what's up, man? Hope your day went well today. So here we go. Regarding Zero creator Tape Nagatsky um, explains how the prophecy of the throne works within series Kanan. Regarding Zero, starting life in another world creator Tape Nagatsky recently has revealed that the upcoming video game regarding Zero starting life in another world, the prophecy of the throne, was developed with the series Kanan in mind. And here's, I guess, some promotional artwork that they did for it. In regarding Zero, one of the most pivotal events of the entire series is the royal selection, a 3-year election that decides the next king of the kingdom of Lugnica, one of the 4 great nations, and the setting of Emilia and Subaru's adventure. Originally, the election came down to 5 candidates, including Felt, Priscilla, Anastasia, Crush, and Amelia. But the announcement of regarding Zero starting life in another world, the prophecy of the throne, took fans by surprise when it introduced a sixth candidate, Melty. Some nice artwork there, huh? Doing well. How about going back to lurking? Okay. Well, thanks for saying hi at least. Let me know you're here. And as always, guys, I always appreciate any likes and shares you guys can do. That would really help. See if we can get some more people in here. We got 5 people watching right now. Let's see if we can get the word out and get some more people in here. Um, so as I continue on here, in an interview with Crunchyroll earlier this month, Nagatsky explained that he and his team had taken great care to ensure things like their motivations, personalities, and backgrounds didn't overlap with the other royal candidates and their knights. Regarding the game's placement in the storyline, Nagatsky revealed that the easiest point in the story to diverge from the main series is right before the royal selection begins in earnest, indicating that the game would take place shortly after Subaru and Roswell slay Mael's Wolgarm demon beast. Nagotsky also hinted at the slight changes between the game and the light novel, adding that Ferris and Wilhelm from Crush's camp um, appear at Rosval Manor in the main series, but different characters will show up in that scene in the game. I guess this is a scene from maybe. Here's something from the game. Silver Road saying, "Well, you heard her, Millie. Um, This is another choice to sell yourself up. Another chance to sell yourself up. Give them your biggest smile and shout out, victory! It's cute. The author also commented on Melty, um, stating that she is unlike the other royal candidates and described her as mostly a timid, withdrawn, and gentle girl. A cutie pie, in other words. Players will enjoy how the arc plays out differently from the original series, said Nagatsky. Melty Priestess, VA, okay, so I guess the Japanese VA is Sora Amamiya. Sorry I'm late. Um, when asked which element of regarding Zero starting life in another world, the prophecy of the throne was his favorite, Nagatsky pointed to the game's climax and recalled how what draws people into regarding Zero is that it's all about recovering and unraveling the scattered points of foreshadowing and showcasing how bad situations are resolved. Um, when when encounters change, relations change, which is another charming point of regarding Zero, concluded Nagatsky. I hope you all have fun immersing yourself in the new world and story of Regarding Zero. Regarding Zero, starting life in another world, the prophecy of the throne is set to release for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC platforms on January 29th, 2021 for North American audiences and February 5th, 2021 for fans in Europe. So ATC, are you looking forward to possibly getting that game? It sounded like you seem to be a bit of a fan of Regarding Zero right there. So you looking forward to that game possibly, my friend? And we're back down to 4 people. Okay. Wow, we're just shy of the hour mark here too. I like Zero, but not enough to play the game. Hmm, fair enough. Actually, there've been a well, I don't know as much about regard. I've heard of it, but I've never watched the anime or played the video game. But the the world I got more involved with was the dot hack world. The dot hack. I played some of the game. I've got. I got through the first game and got into the second game before getting rid of my PlayStation. So, um, let's see. But I like dot hack sign, and also I've seen the other dot hack series. But yeah, we're over the hour mark now. Got through two of the three stories I'm gonna get through tonight. So with that being said, let's get ready to go over to the next story that I was going to feature tonight, which is this one. We head into the realm of television and comics right here now, as after spending some time in anime. Rumor: Tim Drake will be black, not Asian, in Titans, as in the Titans TV show. And of course, we've been covering Titans a lot this week. Um, seeing just how woke they're trying to get. Things change fast in TV land. The Asian Tim Drake we thought we were getting in Titans third season just a few days ago might not be the case any longer. Originally, the word was they wanted a Southeast Asian actor 18 and up to play a Drake 17 or under. A new casting notice found by the Illuminati and relayed by the Vulcan reporter indicates Warner Brothers is now looking for an African American. Quite honestly, this doesn't necessarily surprise me because here's the thing that's been going on. I think as we've been yeah. Let's read on, then I'll probably comment on it because um. So let me read on from this. The alleged inspiration is Black Lives Matter and their presence in the headlines in 2020. Writes Emire Kaya for Vulcan. I've heard that a specific inspiration for this decision has been the Black Lives Matter movement, which has found new momentum since Titans has been on hiatus. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Kaya reports Drake is billed as a kid from the wrong side of the tracks, but never lost his belief in heroism. Drake is also laid back and a young genius with detective skills beyond his years. He wants to use his talents for good and won't let his past and upbringing define him. Well, at least that part's still good. I mean, they kind of did that with his portrayal in in the new Batman Adventures in the '90s in the DCAU and the Batman when they portrayed him in the new Batman Adventures part of the DCAU. That was a pretty good. That's what they did too. An actor of color is the priority, but Kaya adds they are keeping their options open and are willing to cast whomever, regardless of background. Producers want to keep Titans as flexible as its casting has been in the past. Drake's parents are also going to appear, and they too will most likely be race swapped. A mixed couple, Tim's father will be black and his mother Asian. He may also he may also know Mandarin Chinese, which comes in handy and is almost mandatory when you're Robin. But it sounds like a cultural move in Kaya's report. It may switch to an African language if the production finds a black actor. The show already race bent a few characters. Starfire is played by Anna Diop, but her character is an extraterrestrial, so it's frankly a wash. Slade Wilson and his children became Hispanic, owing to Isai Morales landing the role. Titans season 3 streams exclusively on HBO Max, and when it premieres in 2021, a fourth season is to follow. Okay, so I got some interesting commentary on this aspect of it, of them changing the. Excuse me, I'm going to go off camera for just a moment here. All right, here's my take on that. Ever since the stuff, ever since everything's been going on with the civil unrest going on this year over Black Lives Matter and all that, it almost seems like a lot of these people who are basically supporting Black Lives Matter. It's almost like they're trying to push a bit of a race war. And it's not just simply a white versus black race war. It seems more like they're pushing this black and brown versus white and Asian race war. You know, that just seems what it seems like to me. It's just very divisive. And of course, now they're pushing it here in the comics too. They're talking about replacing, going from wanting to have an Asian play the character to having an African American play the character. You know, and what's funny is Asians have, at periods of time in our country, faced their own set of prejudices and you know prejudices and racism themselves as well. But they've gotten past it. You know, whereas it seems like black it seems like African Americans and Hispanic Americans haven't. They seem to be really just inciting. I mean, with Asian Americans, now granted, they also had the internment camps back in World War II, and prior to that, there was the whole Chinaman situation back in the late 19th century. How they would be you know um, treated unfairly or badly because when they came over from China, particularly the Chinese who came over from China to find work and send money back home, um, they would face their own battles of prejudices and all that. So it just seems like this is just seeming to be baiting a race war here that I think our society does not really need. It's not just white versus black anymore. It's like white and Asian versus black and brown. Seems like this is just it's just a sad and bad thing going on here. And anyways, so is there anything you guys want to ask or talk about or ask? I know you guys are more seem to be more in a lurking mood. If there's not why you guys are thinking of stuff, we're past the hour and 10 mark here. Let me of course make some announcement or two here. Just a reminder to everybody who's here. Tomorrow night we'll be having the Knuckleheads on. I'll be having them on to talk Halloween stuff. Talk about like what they did growing up. Growing up in Canada for Halloween, and also maybe what Halloween specials they watched up there. Getting into like Halloween niche a bit. I of course am still trying to work on getting guests for November and December. I just sent out some emails today, so hopefully I'll hear back. Hopefully we'll get some more people. I um I know that I would like to get some more different people on. I like the Canucklets. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool pair. It's also nice to have variety though. So um so hopefully I'll get some more guests on, get some people on over the next you know, some at least gets a few people before the end of the year, hopefully. But I'm working on that. Also, as a reminder, this Sunday I'll be recording and publishing the last of the Voices series, Voices Big and Small. I'll be doing probably a Blue Water, Calgary-based voice actor profile. As I mentioned to you guys before, I ending that series um, in part to focus more, of course, on the live stream. Also, I figured I've got enough samples out there for people to get a good idea of who these people are and what their work is. If you guys want to check them out. And I also know Knuckleheads are doing a thing for Halloween as well, where they're going to be doing on their show some Halloween themed stuff. So you guys might want to catch that this Saturday. So, anyways, so with all that being said, is there anything else you guys want to? I know I said this before. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about or ask about or anything like that? If not, I think we'll start winding down with some history here. As I got through all the stories I was going to get through, it seems like I guess a lot of people are tired tonight because some of our other regulars aren't here as well. Some of them I know may be working still, what have you. But but unless there's something you guys want to ask or talk about, I think I'll start winding down and maybe do this day in each history. So, are you guys ready for this day in each history? We're down to three people now, I guess. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this day in each history. Um, so let me see. Let me just review here. 97, 95, 95. Okay. All righty then. Um, so today is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. So let's take a look back on what happened on this day in each history, October 29th. Okay, so the first stop we're gonna make is in 1995, 25 years ago today. On this day, 25 years ago today, from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, WCW um, hosted its Halloween Havoc pay per view. Um, in the main event of the night, saw the Giant defeat Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship via DQ in a match in which the title could change hands on a DQ. This was this was used as a way to precipitate Jimmy Hart turning on Hogan. Hogan snuck in a clause in his contract that the title could change hands on a DQ. And normally, most titles in the states cannot change hands on a DQ. Hey, anonymity, you're well late into the game here. Hey, just got home, going to eat. Yeah, we're wrapping up already. I've already gone through three stories tonight. Sorry, man. Uh, but don't forget, I've got Knuckleheads coming on tomorrow night. So at least you're here for the this day in each history. So um, anyways, Um, back to this then. Um, Also on the card in the opening match of the night saw Johnny E. Bad defeat Diamond Dallas Page for the WCW World Television Championship. You had Randy Savage and Lex Luger wrestle twice in the night. They each won single matches versus members of the Dungeon of Doom. Randy Savage beating Zodiac, aka Brutus Beefcake, and you saw Lex Luger beating Mang. Um, and then they would face off against each other, in which Randy Savage would beat Luger. Also, you saw Ric Flair and Sting defeat Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman by a DQ. I think this is also used to set up the Horsemen getting back together and Flair turning on Sting for the umpteenth time. So on this date, 1995, WCW held its Halloween Havoc pay-per-view. And moving on to the next piece of niche history, and what I will say is this: 1995 is just so nice that we have to hit it twice. Because on this very same day in 1995, as WCW was hosting its Halloween Havoc pay-per-view from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, The Simpsons would be showing their Halloween special, Treehouse of Horror 6, which featured a segment where they made use of 3D animation. So, yeah. Um, Also on this date, 1995, The Simpsons made use of 3D animation in their Halloween special, Treehouse of Horror 6. So, with that, let's move on then. That was 25 years ago as well. Now, to the last bit of niche history. On this date in 1997, the 740th issue of Action Comics made its debut, or I'm sorry, the 740th issue of Action Comics went on newsstands on this date in 1997, 23 years ago today. In a story written by Stuart A. Immonen, written and penciled by Stuart A. Immonen, with Jose Martin Jr. doing the inking, Bill Oakley doing the lettering, and Glenn Whitmore doing the coloring. The story was A Rag, a Bone, and a Hank of Hair. So on this date, 23 years ago today, 1997, the 740th issue of Action Comics Volume 1 went on sale on newsstands. So, with that being said, anonymity, I'm sorry, I know you just got here, um, but you at least got to see the this day in each history. So, with that, we are we're gonna wrap things up here. Don't forget, as I said, tomorrow night we're gonna have the Connecticut heads on 7 o'clock sharp. So I hope you guys will get here, you know, on time or even early. And until then, bye.